Call said you gotta go off. Cookie Snow just got a show and told me to go off. Husky on the tunes and Miss Harvey read the blog. Come and get the Texas T, the real OG talk. Steady addressing every message we get news before the blog.
You know, I've always said this before, that this show is just based on celebrity interviews. This show represents the everyday person who has endured and survived through some of life's everyday unbearable struggles. These type of women of Texas T are celebrities as well, and should also have a way to tell their stories and how they triumph through them and get their flowers while they are here. In fact, Mr. Copeland said the most truest and yet simplest thing ever. She said none of us would be here without the courage of one woman to endure. Tonight we'll be touching on some sensitive topics, some emotional topics, but some inspirational topics as well. Texas T listeners, welcome Jade Jones,
Hello.
Andrea Parsons, Rosalind Henry, and Miss Barbie Three Stacks Wilson. We want to welcome y'all to the Texas T Lounge. You know, it takes a lot of courage for y'all to be here and for y'all to speak and to understand y'all represent a lot of people when they hear y'all voices and make them stronger. You understand what I'm saying? That's what, like I said in the intro, that's what the show is really about. It's about reaching a smaller people. When I say smaller, what I mean is not being a celebrity. It's what people think celebrities are, because it's more of us that make up the world than celebrities, right?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So, like I said, again, hats off to you. I guess I'll start off with you, Miss Andrea Parsons, and I'm gonna keep this as open as possible. I don't want to overstep anything. I just want you to tell me your story, and we'll interject into that.
Where you want to start?
Wherever you want to start, let's take it wherever you want to go.
I have a long history of stories.
Well, we'll make it do what it do.
Okay.
Come on, Hood.
Okay, Jamie Foxx. All right.
Right.
Okay, well, background, G-Town, G County in the house. You
Right.
feel me?
Right.
Husky, know about
Hood.
that. All right. But yeah, I was exposed to a lot as a kid.
Okay.
Most people who know me know I like to make people laugh. I do
Right.
stand up as well.
Oh, okay.
They never knew my inside of the house. I stayed on 35th, grew up on 35th Ursham. We had the biggest house in the hood, but we were still in the hood.
Okay.
So the dynamic in the house was hood. Nobody ever knew. So my experiences from growing up, transitioning into a strong black African woman queen that's successful with my profession, it allowed me to be smarter. I'm still a bit naive because I see the good in everybody.
Right.
But my background, I had a lot of domestic family abuse, which led on to unhealthy relationships.
Now, when you say domestic family, I want you to feel as comfortable as possible.
Mhm.
So if you want to share that, I welcome it. If you don't, I appreciate it.
I'm talking about mama, uncle fighting, brother, sister fighting.
Okay.
So I seen my mother, my uncle fight, and it surfaced to the point it just came back to me and my brother. We fist fight.
Okay.
Nobody knows this. Like days, we knuckling it out. You feel what I'm saying? Throwing bottles, all that. Nobody knows this because I'm laughing, I'm smiling, all that.
Mhm.
But it allowed me to introduce myself to unhealthy relationships. That carried on and brung on, piggybacked off domestic abuse as well.
Okay.
So you fought the man?
Thought I found the man.
No, I say you fought. You fought the man?
Nah, cause that shit hurt. I didn't fight no man. Okay, I got choked out. I went to the upper room, came back. I came back. I said I gotta get out this piece. You feel what I'm saying? But what was so mind-boggling? My grandmother knew the history of the man and what he did, just because he bought me things. You know, and he took care of my twin daughters, which I had at a young age, and they father backed out. So he kind of took up on the role. So when he bought me things, they were like, oh, it's okay.
So he used his money and his influence to try to manipulate the action he really was doing, basically.
That's the point. That's how the history of domestic violence coming from my family transpired, because my grandma and everybody would have taught me. Yeah, that's what I'm used to. So I went back to my grandmother. I'm like, he did this. Oh, it's okay. He taking care of the babies. Oh, it's okay. I'm looking like Tina Turner in the limo. You know, with the Ike, with
And
the
he done threw the little, he done
he
put
slapped me this way so hard.
president on the bed.
That's what it was. It was a bad fact. It was a chain. Okay, he bought me and the twins one. My grandma said it was okay. So I'm thinking, okay, it's okay. So for a long time in my life, to be honest, I really don't even understand what a healthy relationship is.
Well, how old were you when this was going on?
Started off as 12. for the family domestic.
Okay.
Transpired to have my daughters at 17 when the male figure came in. 21,
Okay.
20.
That's about to happen.
But I was conditioned at a young age to
You were trained
to
at
accept-
an early age, right?
Exactly.
Without even knowing it, right?
Not even knowing it, and I knew something wasn't right. But your grandmother, who in the church, shouldn't take them ass whoopings. Literally, take them ass whoopings. He doing this and doing that. That's what you do. You sit up there and take
So
them ass
you
whoopings.
being in your situation back then, how do you feel about? I don't know if you've seen the video of the mama going to the school and she was disciplining her son.
I'm not much of a social media person, but if you
Have y'all seen the video?
Yeah, I've
discipline
heard about it on
the son
Facebook.
about
but I
what?
haven't seen
Enlighten
it.
me on it. Like, what was the dynamic of
Well,
it?
okay, so I guess the child was being disobedient at school, disrespecting the teacher, so they called the parent up there. The
Okay.
parent went up there with a friend that was recording her when she went into the cafeteria, jacked the little boy up, pulled him out, and whooped him outside.
Okay, the problem
But-
I have is with it, you doing it for clout.
Right.
When my mama came to beat my ass,
Right.
she was by herself.
Right.
Yeah.
When my daddy came to beat my ass, he was by himself. All I had was
Right,
God.
right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
that's
What-
all you get is God.
What
Yeah.
the cold part
That's
about
feel
it
like-
is
But that's
She
today's
feel like-
society.
Yeah.
though, right?
And
That's
that's
today's
social
media.
society. It's
It's
the
social
social
media.
media world.
That's
now.
why I'm not aware of it.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't
Everybody's
And the
gonna
crazy,
record
and right
everything.
after that shit came out, like another video came out today of what the two
Must-
videos
must
about
be
somebody they hog tied their daughter.
But who does that?
Cause the little girl, like, was I guess they found out the little. I think she was like 15, and they found the mama found out she was having sex, and she hog tied her, put her on camera, and whooped her.
Now,
My whole
I
thing.
will say, these kids need their ass whooped.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
for sure.
But for
Not
you to
on
go
camera.
to school and
Yeah,
talk to
and
your
that's
child
all
and like
you
square up with
Right.
them, I'm a break your
Right.
neck. No,
Right.
no.
I received child abuse. Okay, no camera was fucking. I wish a camera was around.
I did too.
You feel? I wish like hell camera was around. Even CPS, it was so bad. My mama said on me, and I love my mama to death. You know, I love her to death, and I'm finna just put it straight out there. She did some things. CPS came. I lied. I said my mama ain't do none of that because I still love my mama. You know, wasn't no cameras around.
Well, you know, actually, that you say that, most people that are victims of abuse, well, by close relatives, that's what they do. They hide it, they
protect.
protect,
Yeah.
they protect.
Yeah.
Because it's like a reverse sense of love, you know, to where you feel that no matter what they do to you, and studies show this, you feel no matter what they do, you have to protect them.
Right.
You have
You
to.
know, you have to.
But my grandma telling me to do this.
All right.
My uncle is a spoiled crackhead. Who does that?
Spoiled
crack.
crackhead.
Every ass whooping he received, he deserved, right? Everyone. But when he was out there getting that ass, he could been and stole from my grandma. He getting that ass whooping. And go out there and get him, Mama Jean, which is my mama. Go out there and help him. No, it don't work like that.
Right.
Because I'm getting taught. I have my daddy in him. You reap what you sow. If I do the crime, I'm doing the time. That's why I don't do no motherfucking crime.
Because you can't do the
I
thing.
can't do it. I'll be crying in the county for 2 days.
That's just like the black families though. Like, you know, we're raised to, you know, like you don't, like I was raised, you don't tell what go on. You don't tell what go on
That's
in
it.
your
Right.
household.
Yeah, right.
What goes
That's
on
it.
in this house stays in this
Whatever
house.
go on in this house, stay in this house. So you don't go and put people in your business. And I'm a school teacher too. So it's like I'm having to be a teacher, a counselor. Like I work with severely like badass kids. Like I'm not even gonna show you. They classified under special education. They have all these issues, but they really bad as hell. Like today, I had my whole finger. I had to restrain a kid today. Like run up on me. I'd have been called a bitch, a cunt, a dick sucking hoe, all kind of
And
stuff.
then the issue is when
But
you
that's
turn
right.
out at
And
the
it's like-
parent and let them know what's going on. Oh, my child ain't do that. What you
Yeah.
did to them?
They
No,
not.
and
Right.
yeah, and then you have like, see, I always tell people that education has become a political platform for people, for politicians. They get up there, they talk all this stuff. You don't know. I feel like y'all saying like, hell, fuck the teacher, fuck the people that's working there. Like as if we don't have nobody to go home to.
Right.
You know, as if you don't have a husband, a wife, or
Or your
kids.
support system.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
it's like, okay, we need academics.
Yeah.
But how can you get academics situated when you gotta get you gotta get behavior under control before you can address academics all day, and it does not work like that at all.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question, because you were a school teacher. So when we was all coming up, we had corporal punishment. Now, when in middle school, I went to Central.
Right.
Coach Brooks used to whoop your
That
ass.
paddle. That
So
paddle.
does that even still exist in the school system now?
That's why.
Yeah,
That's
it's
why I
available.
classify stuff. And
Man,
I
that's
just
crazy.
say that the education system has become a political platform because people can like restraining kids. It's like, you know, they don't want you doing that. It's like these kids are trained to, I can do whatever the hell I want
It's
to.
a
in this
totally different
classroom.
ball game because
Yeah,
once
and then the
CPS
mama
start
come,
getting involved
yeah.
and all that, I mean, they took the pledge. First of all, I mean, let's look at it bigger than that. When you take the Pledge of Allegiance out, and that's straight to God, you know, that has nothing to do with everything. Once that's removed, you got to start understanding those building blocks is
You out
more and more.
here.
Yeah, you're done.
You out here.
You're
You
done.
don't have no protection.
You have no protection, right?
Well, no, they do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah,
Not
but
down
then-
this way.
But
Then
the
you got
spiritual.
you have your
Yeah,
kids.
it's a
No, they
spiritual.
say,
But
but the
Concept.
kids part when now they doing the Kaepernick. Oh, I don't wanna. But then you.
But
might
they're not
have
even
some-
understanding why.
No, but then you might have a teacher, because I worked with someone like this before. My grandfather, my great grandfather stood in the war, and you go like, what the hell does the war have to do with the Pledge of Allegiance? Like the kid trying to stand on
You have
something
to
like
explain.
address that. But you have. I'm not gonna just say that kids are they just so innocent, and I'm not gonna say that teachers are just innocent, because I have seen teachers that take things too far. They take it personal, and I call it Q-tip. Quit taking it personal.
I have a question since we on the subject. My daughter is rebellious. I'm not gonna lie.
Don't do her.
She is.
She that
okay.
She's not
since,
that bad.
Since
See,
she been in the
you.
school.
I like you as a parent because you're not in denial about.
No,
your
I'm
child.
not. No, I'm not. But I feel like since my daughter been in the school system, she's had issues. We tried medicine, we tried counseling, tried taking the phone away. I done put up pigtails. I done even had signs. She done picked up trash, clean baseboards. We've tried it all. Okay, so
CPS.
I done it. I'm that parent.
Shorty, she that bad?
I done
No, she
done
not.
it.
No,
Yes,
she
she
not.
is.
Not that bad.
Okay.
I watched that girl.
So I feel like since like from grade to grade, do you think like some of the teachers conversate about like some of the badder kids in school? So you know, so like they're like targeted.
Absolutely.
So like every year, like
They're human.
school just started, and I'm getting a call like, come on now, you
I
don't
mean,
even know her.
that's why I said.
Yeah.
That's why I was just saying about Q-tip. I call it quit taking it personal. You know, like I tell, this is my thing, and I think this is one of the things that makes me a great teacher. Am I a perfect teacher? Hell no, I'm not. I'm not, absolutely not. But I want to say that what makes me a great teacher is that I understand the demographics of my kids. If I work in a Title I, if I work in a Title I situation, which is a fancy word for saying the hood,
Okay.
I know my kids.
Right.
I know, okay, I can get it, you know.
It
ain't
I
what
know
they doing,
it's
yeah,
why
they
I
doing it.
know. Okay, I
Yeah.
can call. Because I see me and I believe in building rapport with kids. See, another thing that I see with education is that you have a lot of people, they go into these Title I school districts because they trying to get their loans forgiven,
Right.
or they just getting a job because you just trying to make ends meet. And they do take things personally, and don't take the time to see what's actually wrong with this child. Like
Right.
it could
Wow.
be several things. The kid something in the classroom may trigger the kid off. Or you may have somebody like
just
you,
woke up
yeah,
and had
Yeah.
issues
or they,
at home.
yeah, and like I
I
tell,
forgot my jacket and your mama
Yeah.
cursing you out before you walking out the door.
Yeah.
Right. No, it happens.
The work might, the school, the curriculum may be too easy for them, and they rushing through it and getting frustrated. Or they might just need a little extra TLC or a little love, a little attention. You don't get and I'm not necessarily saying that you don't get it at home, because you can get it at home. But then you may have that one kid that just need that extra,
Just
like,
a little more.
come
Just
here,
need
big
a hug.
love. Let me
Let me
show you.
Let me ask you
something.
this. Let me ask you this, Bob. And I'm segueing into something totally different by you saying that. What is the percentage that you see, just in your world, at the school district you in, of single mothers that's dealing with their child and no father involved?
It's not even really. It's not even a single mother thing. You got grandmothers, like, and it ain't no more. I always tell you, ain't no more big mamas and Medias and
Sure ain't.
mamas and all that. You got Grandma Tamika, Grandma Sharon. Grandma Sharon got to go play cards.
No, but
Grandma
my question
Sharon
is-
get the check and ain't worried about the baby. They getting teased. That's good. That's why I tell people, make sure your kids, fix your kids up, man. If you don't
No, my
do-
question is this. I'm asking more so, I mean, what's the percentage that you see of situation where it's not a male involved in that?
Oh, probably like 85% of the time.
85% of the time.
And I have kids that have males in the household, but it's like they're not involved at all.
Well, the reason why I said that, a lot of documentation I've read pertaining to this type of show, it shows that that's why a lot of women, especially urban women, lead the percentiles in depression. Because they're dealing with a lot of this stuff on their own. They have no escape route. It's just them dealing with their kids. Just them dealing with their kids and whatever. They have nowhere to go, nobody to talk to.
Because you being a woman and a man.
And
you being a mother and a father.
To address that, and I'm not going to say any names. I was in some apartments, and I call it Baby Carter in Galveston. You know, it's a little bad. But I'm not going to say friend, somebody I know was walking around, she was full of Xanax, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody walking around pointing, laughing, and it's like, Tree, you see what she doing? I say, God said, the Holy Spirit told me to go get her. Mm-hmm. I went to go get her. Her babies was there. She was still alert enough to say, I don't want my babies to see me like this, right? So I'm just going to fast forward the story. I took her in her house. I took her kids, and they were going to be comfortable in my house. Mm-hmm. She was so out of there, I wrote her a note. She had to sleep it off. Mm-hmm. So I wrote her a note. Your kids with Dree, I got them. Mm-hmm. They wanted to go back there and all that, you know. Let your mama sleep out. She woke up. Guess what she said? What's that? Tree, I ain't got no help. They don't never want to. So I seen that. Mm-hmm. She just a normal individual. Mm-hmm. When I was popping Xanax, even though, and I did pop Xanax at a point in time. I put my kids to sleep. I bathed them. That don't make me no better than her.
I got you.
That don't make me no better than her. So I would look at not what she did and why she did it. I just seen the human in her. Right. She didn't know how to cope with it the way everybody else coped with it. And I only did that because I had my grandma.
Right. Mm-hmm. And some people don't cope with things as well as
and
others.
they can't,
right?
and you can't judge them off of that.
No,
right?
So Jay, since you haven't really said much, what is your take on single parent homes or like two-parent homes?
So I grew up with my mom, and mainly my grandmother took care of me. My dad was incarcerated I'm 26. He was incarcerated for probably 22, 23 years of my life. Oh, wow. Yeah, like for most of my life. But that doesn't mean that he was absent, because my daddy's side of the family, they used to take me to go see him. You know, okay. So I was still in, we were still like had a relationship or whatever. But I mean, that's what I've known all my life, just my mom, because that's who pretty much raised me. And my grandmother, which is my granny, I mean, she's passed away this past year or whatever, but she was like a mom to me, so she pretty much raised me. So that's all I know is a single parent household. And I have a daughter as well, and I'm not with her father either. So I don't want my daughter to grow up and see that. I want to, have a man and a husband one day. That way she know what a healthy relationship is.
Right.
Like she said, a lot of black women, we don't know what that looks like. So how
we weren't raised.
We wasn't raised like that.
A lot of us didn't have that.
I still don't know.
And I feel like
but you know what
to have a relationship today is almost extinct.
Yeah.
To have a proposal, to be engaged, to be in a marriage, a successful marriage is almost extinct.
Yeah.
But who wants to always just be married, Maybe you just want to be successful.
Her face like,
because that's not my dream. My dream is, I'm serious. My dream is to be healthy. Because I did want it at some point in time, but when I learned my crown and I wore my crown, right, and I learned who I was, that ain't really what I want. I just want my respect. But if I didn't know how to respect myself, like how you saying, I keep putting myself in unhealthy relationships. Right. And I had a dream the other night. It was like, I want to respect you. And the person said, you don't even know how to respect yourself. So I woke up and was like, God, is you telling me something?
So maybe you're just not ready for marriage.
I thought I was, but I'm not. I ain't going to be ready in a long motherfucking time.
I think that's,
and I'm okay with
dreams. Like I was a little girl.
That is my dream. I thought that's my dream, looking at other people's dream. But once I learned who I was and what I wanted, I do stand up. I do acting. I want to do it for money and fame at one point. Now I just want to do it because that's what I want to do in my life.
Well, do you think that's not your dream? And this is a man or woman question. Because we all kind of say the same thing. Sometimes we don't know what we want until we actually put in a situation and say, damn, I guess I do want it.
Hi, this is Kia Henley. I'm an independent senior consultant with Ambit Energy, as well as an insurance agent with Primerica. I support the Texas Tea Talk Show and think that the whole world should be listening.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Maggie Collmore, aka the Hair Magician 409 and owner of Beltress Bundles and Wigs, and I am a proud supporter of the Texas Tea Talk Show.
Brushays and Bennett Beauty Supply, the place where you can find all your professional hair care need products and barber supplies and much more. Come check us out at our 2 locations, Brushays at 11902 South Gessner and Bennett's at 13820 Westheimer. We are proud sponsors of the Texas Tea Talk Show.
What up, world? This is Steph B. the Barber, owner of Exclusive Cuts, and I'm a proud supporter of the Texas Tea Talk Show.
This is Larry Washington at Razor Sharp Barbershop, 1211 First Street. Come to your proud sponsor of the Texas Tea Talk Show with my homeboy Cookie Snow.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy, the one and only John, aka the Food Plug, and I'm a proud member, proud sponsor, and a proud representative of the Texas Tea Talk Show.
I am Brandon Jones, owner and operator of B's Teas and More, and I am a proud sponsor of the Texas Tea Talk Show.
Hey, what's up? It's Chris Collins, certified massage therapist and owner of Live Well Beauty, Bodywork, and Wellness. I just want to let y'all know I'm rocking with Cookie Snow and a proud supporter of the Texas Tea Talk Show. Stay tuned. It's going to be juicy.
Are you an inspiring artist, a business owner, or just want or need to find a way to get your talents and visions heard? Well, let Texas Tea help you get your tea spilled. We offer affordable promotion and commercial packages that will help you get to where you need to be. Contact us on our Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram page at Texas Tea Talk Show. If you don't believe in you, who will? Don't you want your tea sipped? Be sure to like the Facebook page, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and follow the Instagram page at Texas Tea Talk Show.
Texas tea, come and sip this tea with me. Tea. Come and sip this tea with me.
That's what she just told me. She just said, you know what you want, and when I correct you, and I said, no, I know what I don't want.
Yeah.
But
and that's what matters too.
One thing I want to touch on is that, like I say, we all got situations, and we're going to keep diving into the story a little bit more. Mm-hmm. But sometimes, you know, my grandma used to say all the time, you got to go in the back door to get to the front door, right?
Correct.
So the people that's a little older understand what that means. Mm-hmm. But we go through certain situations to make us stronger, to build us up so we can lead other people. So I lead this to you, Roger. I mean, what made you decide? And I take my hat off to you. I know you're going back to school. I'm proud of that. Whatever else, you know what I'm saying? I want you to tell the people what you're going back to school for, and you know what I'm saying, and what motivated you to do that.
Well, my motivation to go back to school was I lost both of my parents. I lost my mom while I was taking classes, but I lost my dad a few years before. And while I was taking care of him, he asked me, he was like, Rosalind, he was like, you do everything for everybody else. He was like, when are you going to start taking care of you?
Okay.
And it was like crazy because like when I thought back, I'm like, dang, I'm like the backbone of my family. Even as I was like 12 or 13 when my grandma got sick. I stayed inside. 12 or 13, you outside, you hanging with your friends. 12 or 13, I'm inside taking care of my grandma who has lost both of her legs and she's sick. I have to help her get on a pod. You know, I have to help bathe her. At this time, my mom was incarcerated. You know what I'm saying? So my older brother was raising us. We lived in the projects. I'm from Magnolia Homes, Galveston. And it was just me, my brothers, and my brother girlfriend. So it's kind of like basically we was raising ourselves. And it's like the type of person, how people view me, I guess because of how well I carry myself and how I act, it's like people just think like, oh, she haven't been through this, or she haven't, and that's not the case at all. I had a horrible childhood, but I've always wore a smile on my face, so you would never ever know what I've been through, and I've been through the worst, but you would never ever know because I don't show it. I smile through anything. Because that's what my grandma always taught me.
Is it your brother that passed away? Because you have his twins, right?
Right, yeah. I lost my brother in 2010. He got hit by a car. His boys, he died like 2 weeks before their first birthday. So 2 weeks after their first birthday, I made the decision to get my nephews because I didn't like the living situation with their mom. And I just know if my brother was alive, things wouldn't have been how they were. And I couldn't let them grow up in that environment, that situation, so I decided to get my nephews and raise my nephews. It was a big change for me because my daughter, she was 16, so it's like I was starting all over. But I did what I had to do.
Right.
And how old are they now?
They're 10.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So how do you manage to juggle school, work, kids,
You know,
partying, time for yourself? You know,
It's not.
you just blow one on the side.
It's not.
She say blow one on the
What
side.
they say? Is that what they say? Shut the joint.
Light it up. I'll take a break.
Drug test the co-host. Drug
That's
test
a
the co-host.
His test Shawnee.
His test Shawnee.
No, not this week.
I
hate
do
you.
what I gotta do. It's not easy, you know. I gotta give hats off to my boyfriend, man. He's been there since day one.
That's my family. That's my family.
backbone. That is my backbone. Like, I'm going to school. I don't work. He take care of all the bills. He's been supporting me through school since I started in 2016. I mean, paying tuition. I mean, everything.
I think he come from a good family.
Like,
Do you think he come from a good family, Rosa?
he take care.
It's possible.
So he can to you, Cookie.
Yeah,
You know, he
that's my
take care
family.
and care for my nephews is they his own from day one. You know, when we got together, they were one. So, you know, and I've been with him since his daughter, you know, when she was first born, you know, so it's like they all grew up together, and you know, that's my biggest support.
But what I really want to note on here, somebody that's listening, they can see that just because you go through something, that don't mean that has to just detail your whole being and your existence. You know what I'm saying? Right now, what I'm hearing from a male point of view is that you went through a lot of things, but you still prevailed. You still did what you had to do to make yourself. And we got to understand, nothing is going to be just scientifically enough to put on the table to where we can just sit up and say, okay, I'm going to problem, I'm not going to exist. No, everyone that is in life is going to go through problems.
And I mean, you do have those times when you do feel like you want to give up. I lost my mom last year, 2 days after Christmas. When she was going through her sickness, it's like, it was so hard for me trying to go to school, take care of her, take care of the kids. It's like I was about to lose my mind. Right. So when my mom passed, it's like I kind of went into a deep depression. Still, no one knew what I was going through because I never showed it. I never talked to nobody, but I went through it on my own.
So what did you go, cut you off? Because I've been to the place where I want to give up and thought about it, like taking myself out. But you know how you don't have enough guts, but you had that thought. But did you use spiritual? Because I use God and counseling.
That too. I mean, it's like I had those thoughts not to want to do something to myself, but like, oh, if I go to sleep and don't wake up, I don't.
It's okay. That's why I got to the place where it was okay.
I actually had those thoughts. Like, it was that bad because it's like I couldn't get used to my mom not being here because she was a part of my everyday life.
Right.
It was like a daily routine for me. So now I have to figure out how to live life without her. And it was kind of hard for me. It was very hard for me. But I overcame it because it's like, I always thought, like, what would she want me to do?
Did y'all tell anybody?
Go ahead.
I mean, when I was going through it, I didn't. But towards the end, I felt like I had to because it's like, it was like a mental block. I'm like, you have to go and talk to somebody.
You know why I asked this question? Because research tells you that most minorities, and speaking on the black panel, do not report this. You know, other ethnicities report this like 2 to 3 times in a higher rate than we do.
Black people don't even believe in therapy. They don't believe in going to counseling.
Right, but my close friend is a
None
social worker / counselor. That's the only reason I got saved.
Yeah.
So I didn't actually tell, I confided. You understand? And she had the skill to come up and help.
I feel like black women handle stuff differently than
because we're more mentally strong.
Yeah,
we're more mentally strong than a lot of other races.
Many times, and I can speak for every woman, black woman on this panel. There's many times we can sit in our car or in our bed behind closed doors and cried, bawling, hiccup crying.
Yes.
But you get up, you vent,
and
you had time yourself. You get up and you act like ain't nothing ever happened.
Sometimes you have to let it all
You
out.
have
Just
to.
go in your room,
You have
cry,
to.
and once after that come out, you feel so much better.
Actually, I had a point where I wanted to call, but I knew they was going to take my kids. But I was at that point where, and people don't know, because everybody like, Drew, you holding yourself up. I'm not holding myself up. I just look like this, you know?
Right.
Like I'm holding y'all up.
Yeah.
Who here to hold me up?
Right.
Yeah, God is spiritual, but I need somebody human. Right. So I had anxiety attack, and I'm going through it, and I want to call. And I was so strong enough to say, if I call the people, they're going to take my kids.
It's something that you said earlier that I kind of want to touch base on, but we kind of segued into something else. You were talking about the things you saw from age 12 and everything else. You kind of led it a little bit to how it kind of led to something else. So when you start dealing with to go back to that, when you start dealing with your adult relationships, I think you said this earlier, did that produce more domestic violence upon you and your spouse? I ain't gonna say spouse, your significant other, I should say.
It made it acceptable. It didn't do more, because I'm tell you how I delegated my thoughts. I had a history of him before me. She got the black eye, but I probably got whiplash. So I was like, okay, well, he ain't doing me as well as she doing. You know how you try to rationalize it? Okay, he going hard on her, but he choked you out. You went to heaven and came back, bitch, you was dead. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's actually the same level, but I think psychologically, and I'm just, like, at the age of 36, I'm still analyzing myself. This is why I do this. My grandma told me it was okay. So when I got done like that, I ain't had no choice but to rationalize. Okay, my grandma said it's okay, so maybe because he gave me a black eye, he just gave me a little whiplash. That's why it's okay. So further along, I didn't have any more abusive relationships, but I had many unhealthy.
I get that. Well, Jay kind of touched on something too when she said that growing up as in our culture, we're taught to be so resilient, so to where we don't want to show any type of weakness, right? I mean, just personally, my grandma used to tell me growing up, a rat that got one hole to run to is a mighty poor rat. You understand what that means? That's some deep. Just think about what you're actually really saying. A rat that has one hole to run to is a mighty poor rat. This coming from my grandma. So sometimes this shapes a lot of things in your mind, right? But this is the world they come from, to where you have to put shades on, you have to put bravado on, and show certain things.
Understand, Cookie, while you putting that shade over,
yes,
or you bottling that stuff up inside, when somebody wants to communicate with you, it's hard for you to
communicate.
It's hard for you.
That's why I lost a lot of, and I'm glad. I lost a lot of friendships.
A lot of people, can't communicate.
I shut down and I backed out.
Shut down and
me and my
no,
friends.
that's the easy thing to do.
It is. So right now, and I swear to God, I'm so much in a transition right now, finding myself as I'm speaking right now. Me and my friend just had a knockdown conversation. She's like, Drew, you can't communicate. So I'm like, have I lost relationships? Absolutely, I have. But all I can do right now is try to modify my behavior. If I lost this, because I like to back out and back up. If you do something I don't like, or if I feel like you're going to get aggressive, and that's all I know is to get aggressive, but I don't want to do it no more. Right. You know? I'm going to back out. But that ain't the way. I still haven't gained those skills.
See, that's where I'm at in my life. Like, I just don't feel the need. I don't feel the need to go, like, going back and forth with somebody. I feel like if I just cut your ass off.
But
let me tell you what that's called.
Easier.
But I'm just cut you off.
That's it.
I'm a school teacher. I'm a business owner too. I'm a sister. I'm an auntie. I'm a counselor. Like, I'm even going back. I'm trying to go back to school to work on my doctoral degree. So it's like, damn, like, I can't juggle everybody. Like, I'm so tired of trying to please everybody.
It's
or
called
trying
protecting your energy.
Or trying to, I'm really big on that right now. Like, some people don't understand that about me.
They don't, because they're not protecting their energy.
I have friends that I have, like, I don't care how long we've been knowing each other. You ain't got to ever fuck with me in your life, and I mean that, and I'm good, because I gotta do what's best for me. Because it's like she said, like Rosalyn was just saying, you be doing so much giving and giving. It's like, even with me in business, like, besides me being a school teacher, people know 3 stacks. They know I'm not taking no shit. I'm about my business, and it is what it is. And a fight come with that. Like, I even pistol play with you if you can, but it's like, now I don't got time for that shit. Like, we kind of jump from education. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You know what?
Big Joe.
It's like now when you dealing with people and they don't. It's like, if they don't care how you feel or what you got going on. Yeah. Like, no, because I'm like, back in 2012, like, before I graduated with my degree, like, I was fighting the case, and a lot of people don't know that about me. Like, and I went to school for law, so it's a different feeling when you on the opposite side of the law. Mm-hmm. So it's like, it make you start thinking, like, what. You got too much going on. You got too much to lose, and then on top of that, you got a few people depending on you to get you where you at to get them where they need to be. So it's like she said about protecting energy. That is me all day long. I'm not. I don't care to go back and I feel like I'm gonna address what I want to address.
Do you think it's healthy though? Because I don't think me backing out is all the way healthy every time. But I don't know.
I'm gonna tell you with me. I'm good. I feel like we gonna address. I don't mind being a bigger person because I've done that. But I get tired. You eventually you ever get tired of being that one? Yeah, because I just feel like you get that feeling like you doing it, I'm doing everything, or you
like damn, you ever sorry? Shit.
And then
thank you.
It's like
thank you.
And it's like people get used to you being like this certain type of way. Like with me, I'm like stereotype. Oh, Rosa, she's so nice. She's this, she that. So it's like sometimes people think that they can run over you because they feel like, oh, she's never gonna say no, or if I need her to do this, she's gonna do it. And at some point, it's like people try to take advantage of that. So sometimes you have to set boundaries and you have to put your foot down because if not, they're gonna try to take advantage.
But that leads on to other unhealthy relationships.
Let me ask y'all this though. I mean, just dealing with the way the world's shaped now, the way the culture is, the way the internet is and social media is, and the fact that kids now can get on the telephone at 2 years old and operate it better than me at 40. So I ain't gonna say my age, but operate it better than me. You know what I mean? So, how do you think all this is impacting the young black women that's going to schools now, that's listening to all this, that's doing this, and they're going through the same motions we went through, just a little bit more in depth right now that they're going through it, because everything gets stronger later, as time goes on. So how do you think it's impacting them, and what would you tell them when they're going through this and they're caught in the same way we were, because the culture is just captivating their minds right now? You know what I mean? It's so strong right now to where when we was in high school doing all this type of stuff, we wanted to be a part of that. We did anything we can to try to fit into that. You know what I'm saying? To be accepted. Yeah. So what would y'all tell them now that's going through that?
Don't be
from
afraid
y'all
to
experience.
Be yourself, and don't be afraid not to be on Facebook.
You gotta quit watching social media.
Yeah.
Social media makes
that's why I'm not on Facebook.
Watching YouTube videos, trying to do eyebrows,
and the conditions your mind.
So it's hard. Today's society is totally different when we.
It's like you're trying to keep up with the Joneses. At the end of the day, that's what social media is.
And then that's a lot of people flock to social media for attention. They think if they go on social media and they portray to be this certain person, they fit in. Everybody's gonna nobody wants to be their self anymore because they feel like being their self.
I'm not afraid of being me.
That's
I don't have a lot
of
friends.
posting on
I get
Facebook
teased, but I'm not afraid. It's okay.
I'm a lurker now.
I have boundaries.
What is a lurker?
I just scroll down like stuff.
And
love and
I have boundaries.
That's good to have boundaries.
If it's non-profit activity, we not entertaining.
But let me tell you something that I did.
What'd you do, Jay?
I deleted my whole old Facebook account because it was just so much negativity.
Right.
And me personally, I'm all about energy. I can feel people's energy just from sitting in a room with them. You see what I'm saying? Like you know if you vibe with somebody.
Right.
You know if their energy off, you like, oh, I'm gonna just sit back. I'm not gonna say too much. I'm gonna just chill.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
So I deleted my whole Facebook account. I started a whole new Facebook, and that allowed me to get rid of a whole bunch of negative, just things that I was seeing, things that I didn't want to see, things I didn't want to look at, read. Because let me tell you something, what you put into your mind
is what comes out.
Thank you. She said it. Yeah. What you put into your mind is what
you
comes out.
You were thinking it. She
what
said
you think is
it.
going to become, your thoughts become words, your words need to become action.
Well, something I want to go in depth with you about. I heard you say something earlier. And I'm sorry, my research told me something earlier, and I'm proud of you for this, and that's why I'm speaking on this. I want to commend you for this. Is that you were a young mother with 19, right?
Yes, I got pregnant when I was 19.
You
19. I was in college.
You was at 19.
I was a sophomore in college.
Right, and you did everything you can to try to keep yourself on the right road and keep yourself going in the direction you're going right now, right?
I've always grew up like I was the good one. I have an older sister. She's older than me. She was the rebellious one. Like she did whatever she wanted to do, but she got all the ass whoopings. Okay?
Right.
But let me tell you something. My mama was like, my mama got 5 kids. One apple spoils the whole bunch. So one get a whooping, we all get a whooping.
Yeah.
So I used to be pissed off at my sister for doing bad shit because we all about to get a whooping.
Yeah, right.
But I was the good one. I tried to stay, in school. Like I could tell you on one hand how many parties I went to in high school. Like I never used to do nothing but go to school. That's what I was worried about. Right. Because my granny instilled that in me at a young age. Like, you need to go to school. She was a school teacher at Galveston Ball High. Y'all probably know it. Y'all from Galveston, right? Yeah. Miss Aldridge.
I loved her!
That's my granny.
She taught homemade
She did. She taught a lot of things at Galveston. She passed away.
Yeah, she did.
Last year.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Just
So
recently.
Sharice is
Sorry to hear that.
Sharice is my mom. Yes.
But I'm sorry to hear that. But I guess what I was alluding to was when you were at that age and you made it through that and you still make it through that, and a success story. I'm pretty sure that came with some form of depression as well.
Oh yeah. So I mean, like I said, I got pregnant. I was a sophomore in college or whatever, and I went to Texas Lutheran University. It's a private school, so it's like, you know, it's not like TSU or U of H, nothing
All
like that.
girls?
It's not all girls, but it's like it's not Christian, but something like a Christian school, you know. So, you know, being pregnant, being on campus, that's kind of like, you know, people side eyeing you like, oh my God, like it's just not the norm. You see what I'm saying? So I got pregnant. I ended up. My baby, her birthday is in July, so I had her in July. I ended up having, and then August came, school was about to start back up. I couldn't just leave my baby, and I wasn't comfortable, you know, just getting back into school. So I took that semester off. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to take care of my baby, which my grandmother helped me take care of her or whatever. And then January came up, I was like, I'm going back to school. Like, I didn't want to take that semester off, but I knew I needed that. And I knew I needed that bonding time with my daughter as well. But she was my sole motivation. Her and my grandmother, that's the only reason why I finished school. And let me
So you finished school?
Absolutely. I have a degree in business administration, but my specialization is in management. So, and then even after college, like, it's hard to get a job. Like, they don't set you up to be like, okay, you got this degree now, here go this job.
They don't tell you that,
or
right?
you know, go apply
They
at
need to
these
have
places,
classes
and
for
you
that.
go.
And
And I feel like that's
credit,
something that
damn
should, I have so many student loans debt.
Oh Lord, Sadie Mae.
Student loans, yes.
Was it Necky?
They call me today. They don't have to wait a little bit longer.
So they try to take my taxes, and I'm like, what you mean?
Hey, but let me ask y'all this. Let me ask y'all this before we get too far off track. You had something you want to say, Hustle?
Yeah. So when y'all going through it and everything, because I know this is like with a lot of black women, like, who do y'all vent to? Because I feel like when y'all going through it, and the reason why y'all kind of fly off the handle so much, because I see a lot of black women that hold so much stuff in because they don't trust nobody, they don't have nobody to talk to, and then once they let it out, they get violent or they get so. Who do y'all talk to? Who do y'all vent to when y'all going through it?
Friends, this is just me. I have certain friends that I talk to stuff about,
certain
things that I don't talk to them about, because there's certain things I want you to know about me, and then there's certain things I don't need you in my business with, because it could be a threat later on. And everybody.
Or you had those friends, like everybody has friends for certain different reasons. Like I might have a friend I club with. I got an actual true friend that I grew up with that I can confide in. You got that friend where you can just sit around and chill, you know what I'm saying, and talk about everyday life. Some people that you can relate to that are you know, set goals or whatever, motivate you to be a better person. You got friends for different types of stuff. But I honestly feel like the only person that you can really vent to is God. You know what I'm saying? Where it won't get back to nobody. And you're going to know it's being worked on. You know what I'm saying?
But what's the hard thing about it, if you that person everybody come to the vent.
And
so that was my thing.
That was me.
You feel what I'm saying? Everybody come to you, oh, Dree this. Even when I was an addict, I was like, I'm an addict. And like, girl, you doing good. I'm still the same person from the cold stuff. You feel what I'm saying? No, I'm not. I'm crying out, but I had to realize God didn't set you up to be a different individual. So until you come to terms where you're going to only talk to me, you're going to receive me, and that's what it is. So when I wasn't aware of this, you know, it took me, like right now, like I'm saying this because right now I'm still going through this transition, you know, and so that's when I get in a place of depression. I didn't know what he called me for. He called me to be there for people, and the only person I was going to be there, he was going to be there for me. But then you human. You want to say friend. I'm going through this. But literally my friend, she dismissed me. Dree, you good. No, I'm not, bitch. I'm trying to tell you I'm not.
Even though I look like that.
Exactly. Even though I'm carrying myself. But and they know I'm 100. If I say I'm doing bad, I'm doing bad.
Yeah. But because you have this look, you have a look that you're doing okay. So when you say that you're doing bad, like you're doing bad.
Right. And everybody trying to get lifted up. And I found myself say, damn, I'm always into people up acting that, and I can't find nobody to get my soul food from.
It's because you filling their cup up and your cup is
it's on negative E.
Yeah.
So you get to negative E, and I'm like, okay, who do I call to? And you know, I've been raised in the church, but It took me a long time, and I'm still learning.
It's really called inverse reaction is what it is. I mean, but you know, at the end of the day, what I want people to get from this show, what I want them to understand from this show, is that just because you go through trials and tribulations and everything else that's happened, I mean, we're small people. It happened to our Creator, Jesus Christ Himself. So of course it's gonna happen to us. I mean, you know, so we're gonna go through this, but we have to understand that sometimes we're put in situations for us to grow and show other people they can grow. You know what I'm saying?
And you gotta accept that position, but it's real tough.
And now that I have all these
understand your
ladies,
calling.
these beautiful, awesome ladies.
This is why you got a panel of ladies, because my sister and I talked about this, and I say I truly feel, and Husky as well, truly feel that the strongest thing is a black woman put on her. I come from a black woman.
Period.
You know what I'm saying? Period.
My OG just called, said you gotta go off. Cookie Snow just got a show and told me to go off. Husky on the tunes and me, it's Harvey, read the blog. Come and get the Texas T, the real OG talk. Steady addressing every message, we get news before.